Iron Talk is brought to you by Case IH.
The world of farming is changing. From the power and versatility of Steiger and Magnum tractors to the legendary reliability of axial flow combines, Case IH can help you be ready. To learn more, visit caseih.com/be ready.
One of the cool things about harvest is that on many farms, almost every piece of equipment ends up being used, including some that may have been sitting out in the trees or in the back corner of the shed. We'll show you an inexpensive fix to help an old engine run a little better in today's Iron Talk. A great piece of advice I got when I first started to work on the farm was to look at the easiest and most inexpensive things first and make sure those are functioning properly before fixing or replacing things that may be the problem but are costly to do. In that spirit, would you believe a piece of masking tape and a permanent marker could be important tools when you're giving an engine a tune-up? They sure could be when you're looking at spark plugs. When you start with simple and cheap fixes for an engine that isn't working the best, the spark plug can tell you quite a bit. Let me explain. Remove the spark plugs from an engine, but don't forget to mark which plug came from where. A great tip is to place a piece of tape on each plug wire and number that wire and plug so you know where the plug came from. Start by calling the closest plug to the radiator end of the engine number 1 and lay out the plugs in order. That's handy as well. Now if you're removing spark plugs, be careful not to jerk on the wire or twist. Grab the boot at the plug itself and gently pull the plug. Now if the plugs are in great condition, it's a good sign of a healthy engine, or if you're having problems, it may not be as easy and cheap a solution as just replacing old spark plugs. Now if there's an oily buildup on your plugs or a black appearance that's fluffy and dry, or the plug is simply worn out, there's further investigation to be done by you or your mechanic. So if you're having some minor engine issues with something that hasn't run in a while, get some masking tape and a permanent marker and take a look at the spark plugs and other things that are very inexpensive and easy to do first, then look at the more expensive things later. That's it for today's Iron Talk, and now back to the show.